Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you tonight, talking all about the big story of the day, which honestly, in my opinion, isn't as big, honestly, as it should be. This was down in Tijuana, Mexico. Last night, of course, was the big accident that happened inside of the ring with Mexican wrestler Perro Aguayo Jr. Dying, not physically being pronounced dead inside of the ring, but definitely his death was caused by a wrestling match. This is something that honestly is something that's been held over the head of wrestling for a long time. How it's not safe. Everyone can remember back to the lawsuit that was against the WWE, basically with I believe two brothers wrestling on a trampoline and messing up a wrestling spot, which led to one of the brothers breaking his neck, and it ended up being like a huge thing. They always have the thing on the wrestling DVDs from WWE, with Rey Mysterio talking about he's had surgery on his knee, 5 times. Do not try this at home. We're trained professionals, making sure that, people know that, they train their whole lives in order to go out and do these things. They don't just go out and bounce on a trampoline and do things. But I've heard lots of stories of, when Misawa died in 2009, and people relating this to that. Honestly, I was not at this show live. I didn't see this live, but last night I was going over WrestleMania plans with Miguel, freaking Yaya 88 at It's Miguelio, my good buddy, and we were honestly just right about to call it a night when Chris Hero posted a tweet saying that he had read about the death and just saying how crazy the story was and how, it made him really sad. And he was sending, positive vibes over to everyone that was involved. Now, of course, when everyone woke up this morning and they read the headlines, everyone sees, Rey Mysterio's 619 kills wrestler inside wrestling ring. That is the reason why I didn't make the video immediately, seeing how all of the facts that were involved, were not released yet. I wanted to basically to be able to hear a breaking news audio from Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer, two guys that had enough time to go out and sort of, investigate what happened, call around, get people's sides of the story that were involved in the match or inside of the building, since they really have, connections to just about everywhere in the world, from, subscribers to the website or people that are inside of the business and things like that. The show that happened in Tijuana last night was not a AAA Mexico show, even though it did use AAA talent. This was a show that was honestly supposed to put Tijuana back on the wrestling circuit. Tijuana was a down, territory or a down city, and I believe they said they drew a 9,000 seat house for this Rey Mysterio return. I believe it was I can't remember if it was just a normal tag team match with 4 competitors or if it was a 6-man, but there was a Manic from TNA. I think everybody realized that that was TJ Parker, TJ Perkins. I apologize. When you watched the video of the match, which is just about everywhere, you can see fan cam that was shot from people inside. You can see somebody who looks like they're inside of the barricade, actually filming things that were going down. When you're able to find video like that, honestly, it's almost like when the Boston bombing went down, or when 9/11 went down. Even though 9/11 wasn't really in the Twitter and Facebook age, it happened live on television, and TV was running it over constantly. An easy YouTube search or Twitter search last night, you were able to see the match basically move for move, or just see the part when he collapsed under the ring ropes, and you can tell that there was a lot of things that happened inside of the ring. Definitely, Conan, went over to him, and he was basically shaking him on the mat. He basically was looking at him like he was passed out. He was trying to get him back up on his feet, back into the match, basically by trying to give him a little, shaky. Rey Mysterio was, definitely, you could really tell that he was moved by what was going down. You could tell that, he was knowing that something was wrong. He broke his character. He went over and he checked on him. You could tell that it wasn't a wrestling match anymore, and they quickly went for the finish to end it up. It's a really bad thing that this happened to the wrestling business, because that this is a story that's going to be picked up by CNN or maybe Nancy Grace, and it's going to be, does wrestling kill people? Even though, people have been, dealing with professional wrestling, whether if it's, the WWF, and it's been going strong for over 50 years, or if it's just professional wrestling in anything which has been going on for hundreds of years. We've never really seen this on the main stage, having a death inside of the ring. Definitely, it's something that I've never been this close to before. When the Sawa passed, it was sort of like something that got passed down throughout the sheets. I still don't think I've ever seen video of that going down, but this was definitely on a main scale sort of scene, so it definitely really was something that really stands out, and we're gonna have to see what happens to the wrestling business. Definitely with WrestleMania being one of the biggest times for all wrestling fans, you can definitely see, I don't know if it's going to be NBC Dateline, like I said, Nancy Grace with CNN, maybe trying to take advantage of that. Definitely knowing that a lot of these wrestlers that aren't involved in WWE are going to be in San Jose. Maybe they go there trying to film some sort of a story where they're getting different sides to the stories. Definitely seeing how Rey Mysterio and Conan are going to be there for Wale Mania. I don't know. It's weird, Rey Mysterio lost his friend in a match that he was involved in inside of the ring. I don't want to say that they're going to cancel the show, but I definitely could understand if Rey Mysterio and Conan pull out of WrestleCon and Wale Mania. This is tragic. This is big. This is the profession that both of these guys have been doing for years and years. They were both big stars in Mexico as well in the United States, and they wrestled for years. You've seen people take the 619. I'm not sure when Rey started doing the 619. If he started doing it, I don't remember him doing it in WCW. If it was a move that he started picking up in the independents when he was waiting to get signed and brought into WWE, and I believe that was 2003, or if he just started doing it somewhere around the time he got picked up and brought into WWE. But we've been seeing this move, I guess, right, for at least 12 years. He's probably been doing this 5 nights a week for all that time. Thousands and thousands of people have taken this move, and everybody's come up fine. Even Curtis Axel has taken this the 619 in reverse because they did it on Saturday Morning Slam. But we'll have to see. This is going to be a big story, and there's more to come from this story. But definitely do not forget that a wrestler did die, and show your most biggest respects that you could, because it's crazy. This was a guy that maybe he didn't have WWE's eyes on him, but this was definitely a guy's name who was in the news. That was being thought of being picked up for at least TNA, definitely being on the on the Lucha Underground show, or many of the other United States wrestling companies that are budding. He was one of the biggest stars in Mexico, not really living off the success of his father and living off his name. Definitely when he started wrestling, it was because of the big boom in popularity, because of who his dad was. But he quickly showed everyone that he could be a star inside of this business. Had a great feud against Mystico, the guy who became Sin Cara. That was, of course, in CMLL, and we'll have to see what comes from this story. But it is very crazy, and definitely this story will more than likely become bigger, and we'll have to see if it affects WWE in the long run.